Congratulations on a great career, Cian, stunning career. As you gave this a bit of thought, give us an idea how long you have been thinking about it and what's made you just make this decision, and roughly when did you come to this decision?
In around December, probably, was when the main thought was put into it, and it was as good as done in my head, but not confirmed, and only really confirmed with Leinster the week before I came in here to draw a proper line on it. So yes, it's a good while in my head since December or so.
You've been part of 5 Six Nations winning titles, all 3 of you, which is extraordinary. Golden era for Irish rugby. How much would it mean to you? How much do you enjoy that part of it, and how much would it mean to you to win another one, to develop and
It's all about trying to get another one. It's same. Just because I've decided to retire doesn't mean I'm starting to think back about things and think about the past. Here to do a job, and ideally that job is 2 more wins and lift a trophy.
You both, like Conor, you had your neck issues, and I presume that was the worst time of your career. I don't know, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a fear that you might have to retire then? Are you even a little bit, I don't know, more grateful or surprised that you're still playing now?
Yeah, well, that was bad. That one probably should have been done. After that, really, it was just a different approach to rugby and spending my time, how I spend my time and how much effort I put into it. And you're very thankful for the opportunity to do it. And when that's nearly been taken, you get a little bit more thankful for those opportunities and you enjoy them a little bit more. So I've managed to squeeze 10 years of enjoying it a bit more and more. So yeah, it's all been good since then. I would have been up and down and all around the pecking order, but still it's better than not doing it. So my challenge was always to myself to contribute and to be helpful to the team and squad and wherever needed. So that's probably the application I put to.
Well, I was going to ask you what's next after next season.
Take a break for a while, get off a schedule. I've been on a schedule from Cup Rugby since 14, so I don't know what it's like to not be on a schedule. So yeah, do that. Go on a decent holiday somewhere in the summer. Get into the workshop a bit, do a bit of crafting, making things, use my hands, use my mind, change it up a little bit.
So Murray, then Cian.
We haven't seen as much of your workshop as Peter's. What's in your room?
Currently it's a bit of a bomb site, but all sorts of steel and exotic woods and mammoth tooth and everything. There's all sorts of stuff I've been using to make the blades and the handles and knives, and see what I can do and see how I can change what normal is.
Mammoth tooth.
Yeah, you can get it online. It's a stabilized fossil. It's very nice.
Wow, that's exciting. On the rugby front, I can't count the number of times people have said you've had an influence on players. Looseheads, tight heads, hookers, those people. How do you balance that with remaining ultra competitive as you have been to keep winning caps?
I don't know. I feel very natural in my position with the technical side of it and scrum, line out, maul. So to be able to share that knowledge or to help someone with something that I've maybe spent a bit of time to figure out or troubles with, I find that quite easy. Where to stay relevant to play myself has been more of a fitness challenge, where I need to top up fitness-wise. I need to maintain my mobility, my flexibility, things like that, because I think the challenges of the scrum and line out and maul and all that, they're kind of built in at this point, and it's more if you can't keep up with the game is where you can disappear out of it. So I think I can't share fitness tips with people, but I can share scrum tips and some positional tips. Yeah.
Jack mentioned you were chatting about scrums and it helped him when he got off that big scrum penalty. Have you thought about coaching? Is that off the table?
I have thought about it. Yeah, I wouldn't write it off. I don't know how much of an itch I'll have after a while. So I've been doing a bit with Clontarf this year around the scrum and maul, and enjoy that. I enjoyed that. It's not a whole lot of time there, so I'll see what it's like. Maybe I will.
Derek.
Just you've played with an awful lot of players going back to 2008 when you first came into the squad. Could you just tell us maybe who your favourite, just to make it easy for you, your favourite back was, say? So you've got Brian Driscoll, you've got Johnny Sexton, you played with Ronan O'Gara, you've played, yeah. And also there's foreigners that you played with, like Felipe, who we particularly enjoyed, or RG Simon, who seems to us to be fantastic, or maybe Brad Horn. It would be one you would pick out. Just maybe your favourite player who's ours and your favourite player who doesn't count.
It's tricky, that is, isn't it? Like, it's, if I'm going to say my favourite squad players, it's someone who's way better crack to go on the beer with, and they're a good player. Someone who can do their job and enjoy their time off. And we've had loads of them. We've had loads of people through that are like that. I think someone's really enjoying their rugby when they have a balance like that. So they're the type of people that I naturally feed off, and not too uptight about the small things like that. Like Lukey Fitz and that would have been good crack to go out with, and Ferg, and there's
Please say Rocky Elson.
quiet character, funny fish. Who? Don't know, it's put me on the spot a bit, that has.
Jamie.
Yeah, of course, Jamie, yeah. He'd be my closest still, but we go out a lot less now, but go on play dates, it's the height of that one.
Kieran.
In the last couple of years, being the kind of handicap veteran, the guy people go to for advice, having your kids out on the pitch, all that type of thing, is that a very different type of almost enjoyment or satisfaction to being a young player who's trying to break through, chasing trophies for the first time?
Yeah, it is. It's hard to put it into words because I've thought about that. It's quite a fulfilling feeling, but it's also a feeling where maybe you can make other people feel better, and how you do that. Earlier on in the career, I was very self-centered about how I wanted to be and how I wanted to just be an aggressive ball of energy that couldn't be dealt with, and that was across the board. That was meetings, training, everything. So it was probably a bit of a hindrance, but that's what it was. Now I spend a lot more time about trying to make people understand or help them understand some things that they might need to, or share some bits of advice where it might need to be, but like not running over to people, burning the ears off them either. Like it's I just try and be a very open book that lads feel they can ask me a question and I'll have an answer for them.
You sometimes hear sports people say that when they get towards the end of their career, they look around the dressing room and almost feel a bit of disconnect to the younger generation, and they kind of know their time is coming. Just wondering how you found that aspect over the last few seasons.
No, it's whatever. I don't know. I can't relate to that because whatever it is, well, I don't know how I feel in the change room. I feel like I'm age par with the lads, and you're sitting around chatting just as players. It's not, I don't feel there's a distance there. Like the bit of having kids chat creeps in, and like, grand, the lads aren't like, oh, go away from us with that. Like, it's funny enough, but it's more my wife giving out to me acting like a 22-year-old around the place the whole time. So it's good. It's funny. It keeps you young in the game and keeps you feeling, I suppose, in tune with what's going on a little bit. I could age dramatically come September. I don't know.
Brendan, Sinead, then. Oh,
Hi, Cian. I want to ask you, what you'll miss most? Most people tend to say to people in the dressing room. Is there anything about it that you won't miss when you hang up?
Meetings, maybe. I'm not mad on the meetings. Some of them are good. Like a lot of them are good, but there's some that fill space a little bit. Not so much in here, probably in club, but I'm more of a doer than a listener. So I prefer the walkthroughs and let's feel this out a bit than just getting blasted information.
And then we've seen Lanu go back to Toulon at 42 years of age this week. Seen Sean O'Brien lining out with Tullow and Naas. Do you ever see that itch coming back down the road at some stage?
I could tog out in the bull ring next season, yeah. I don't know. Clontarf might need someone. I don't know though. I don't know what sort of way my body's going to be. I'm going to stay training. I have to stay training. I'm missing too many ligaments and tendons not to stay training. So I'll be in good shape. It's just whether I decide to feel good instead of bang my body up again.
thanks. Sinead, then on.
Congratulations, Cian. Some sports people might say they find it hard to transition to the next stage because they were defined by their sport. What way do you think it will be for you?
I'm fairly snookered, yeah. It's all I've ever done. But I think a lot of it is people that transition try to find something that gives them that level of enjoyment that sport has given them. I like workshop stuff, doing things with my hands, making things, creating things. That gives me a huge sense of satisfaction and enjoyment, and that's a hole I can fill, no problem. I'd hold that on equal to rugby in terms of how I feel come the end of a day of that. So I think that should cover that off, and the only problem then is you're spending a lot of time on your own, and I'd need to marry that up, and that's where something like working with Clontarf or doing something like that brings me into a broader group and still keeps a bit of team environment going. So I've thought about those things and about how if I disappear into the workshop I could end up a bit of a recluse, but it's important to find a balance of what makes me happy and then what I know I need.
Next final question, on.
In Leinster sent us a video of Leo's tribute to you, where he starts off by saying the player he met when he was playing, he never expected to play until 37, and he mentioned a Christmas party or something. What was there a light bulb moment for you, or is it just growing up that means you're here now?
Don't know. It's hard to tell. I was a headbanger, yeah. It was wild. I loved it. Start rugby, start getting paid, start going into town, having a good crack. You're still training well, you're still playing well, you don't see a fault with it. I couldn't tell you when exactly it toned down. Could be somewhere in line with post the neck thing. I ended up just under 130 kilos, and not shocking weight, but I had to go on a weight loss journey, and that probably tidied me up a good bit and got my act together. And then, I don't know, just the natural progression of settling down a bit and figuring out there's a bit more to it.